Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to HIMediaTV. I am your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and today I want to talk about the elderly. Now, I am not saying that I am at a level of Soylent and Greens with, people over the age of 60. But I'm getting there. If I'm being perfectly frank, I do genuinely take large issues with the continued behavior of our elders. And that mainly takes, obviously, the form of, their political prescriptions. But ever since I started driving, what has taken a bigger place, at least in intermittent intervals, is their driving. I come from the Madam Sterling, Mariah Sterling, illustrious co-host of the Psychedelic Space Cadet podcast. I am a subscriber to, her school of thought when it comes to driving, which is, you see that white sign over there? Sign that says 30 miles per hour going through the small sleepy village? You need to be going at least that. See that 55 on the highway? You need to be going at least that. And if you're going to be in the right lane and stay in the right lane, your ass better be putting pedal to floor. So tell me why. And I made a little short about this where I was, admittedly fucking tilted. There's this beautiful Corvette in front of me. Beautiful. Baby blue, lovely, very much probably like it just was pretty. 45 in a 55, where everyone else is going 60. And the only thing in front of me is that Corvette holding up traffic. Motherfucker, when I tell you I crashed the fuck out, and you want to know how I knew it was old? Is because, it had an I love my grandchildren bumper sticker on the back of it. And listen, that don't mean nothing. My grandma disowned my ass because I refused to stop talking shit about my pedophilic, abusive, alcoholic ass, now thankfully deceased, bloodfather. Because she cared more about optics than she did about, the safety of her fucking family. Regardless, I loathe the way old people drive. They drive so fucking slow. Punch it. Follow the flow of traffic. Also, I know on these winding back roads, in the middle of the day, nobody's on them. Why are you going 30 in a 50? I will stab you in the goddamn neck. It's just a further extension of the irritation and frustrations I have with the boomer class. They are overrepresented by something like 70%, 60-70%. And you know what? While Gen X is categorically a different generation, I include them in this because their capacity for loving cruelty is very well documented. The boomers are apathetic, but the Gen Xers, because of the neglect and trauma they felt they were at the receiving end of by their parents, turn them into fucking sociopaths. So I include them in this when I talk about fucking boomers. The same way that people over the age of 50 say millennial when they're really just talking about Gen Z. Fucking millennials aren't in their 40s now with kids. Or at least some are. I mean, alright, as much as I hate old people, let me not hit this old man in my job's parking lot. I'm just gonna keep it real, man. Fundamentally, at the end of the day, the continued behavior of the boomers, their politics, their entitlement, and I think what's most frustrating is their fucking arrogance. The fact that they can look me in the eye, somebody who has worked almost all of my adult life, and just they tell me, here's what you do. Can you put away $28 a day? No. No, I can't. They're like, well, you take that $28. I don't have $28 a day. I got like 3. Like, I gotta pay gas, insurance, rent. I owe people money because I needed their help to live. So you take that $28, and after a couple years, you're gonna have 10 grand, and then you're gonna take that 10 grand, and I'm like, my car is gonna break down at some point. I've got to save for that. My rent is 70% of my income. I'm not able to save $28 a day. So you take that $10,000 and you invest in a house, and you use that as an investment property. And I'm like, bitch, a house is worth literally more than my life. Are you smoking crack? And you know what? They were smoking crack. I would bet money that most of the people over the age of 60 who are adults and 20-somethings during the fucking Reagan administration, they do not miss Ronald Reagan. You know what they miss? Cheap cocaine. That's what they miss. They miss cheap cocaine, and they're pissy about it, and they're taking out their frustration on the rest of us. We just got, like, make white powder legal, and then maybe these boomers will stop fucking our generation in the ass. I gotta go to work. This has been Little Black Book. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at HIMediaTV/Discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at HIMedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.